CBS has year two grades.
Okay, well, first of all, set up the guy. So Hugh Freeze was a year two guy.
Right.
Who else do we have in the mix for year twos?
I'll just read them and
we give our grade?
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
and you can give me your grades.
You going to save Hugh for last?
I can.
Yeah,
I
do
can.
that.
This coach is 14-12 in his second year.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can how quickly you can how quickly you can name him.
Luke Fickle.
14-12 in his second year. He took over a dumpster fire
Not Luke Fickle.
out west and has led his team to a bye in the college football
Wow.
playoff.
Yeah, he gets an A+.
It is Kenny Dillingham.
Yeah, he gets an A+.
Yeah, I mean, year one was a disaster. You understood why, though, and what he has done in year two has been nothing short of remarkable. So yeah, it's an A+.
and-
Are we grading on 2 years? Not that it matters. He's still an A+.
Yeah, he's A+ either
Or
way.
are we just grading on year two?
Let's go overall.
They're doing overall.
Okay.
He's a flat A according to CBS. I don't know if they do. Well, I looked at the next one. There is pluses and minuses. So he's an A. They don't give him an A+.
Well, and that's a game in double overtime they should have won. If it wasn't for an incredible 4th and 13 completion from Quinn Ewers, they beat Texas.
Yeah, this next guy left a program that I think is really, really good in the ACC. He's 8-16 at his new job, which is a misfit in the Big 12, but they've had their moments. In our show history college football playoff program at one point. It's Scott Satterfield, who's now at Cincinnati.
I would. What's his record?
8-16.
Yeah, that's an F. I expect more out of Cincinnati. I know they got a new conference, so maybe I'm judging them.
No, I mean I go Brian Kelly, Butch Jones. I mean
even Tommy Tuberville
was a 7 or 8 win
Yeah.
guy at Cincinnati. Yeah, Cincinnati should be a better job. Obviously, Fickle got him to a 14 playoff.
Yeah.
That is a solid F.
Yeah, everybody has won there, and that was such a weird move too for Cincinnati, not for Satterfield. He was getting out one step in front of the posse at Louisville.
Yeah.
It was just a weird move to me for Cincinnati to hire him. I don't know what he had done at Louisville that you're like, there's the guy I want to take me to the Big 12.
And if I'm a Cincinnati fan, you're leaving Louisville to take our program over? Apparently, they didn't want you.
Yeah, we always got the feeling he was beating the posse out of town on his way to Cincinnati. D+ is what they say, but I would give him an F as well. This next guy's 13-12. He is okay with bright lights. In fact, you would say his best work has come in the prime time of college football. He's Deion Sanders.
That's an A.
I got to give him an A when you consider how bad that program has been over the last 20 years and where he has taken it.
Yeah, much like you can't. I mean, I can't put a number on the publicity Taylor Swift has done for the NFL for that demographic. Same for Colorado football with Deion.
B+ is where they go, but I'd
B+,
be okay.
wow.
I'd go with an A. Well, that's close to an A.
I mean, that's tough.
Yeah.
That's the worst program that you have named yet.
Worse than Cincinnati.
Oh,
Yeah, Cincinnati's been to a playoff. But here's the thing, in 2 years we were like, God, if he can just get them bowl eligible, and we may forget this over time, but in his second year, he had them in November in the Big 12 championship.
No, they were favored to win the Big 12 and get to the college football playoff.
I mean, that is just insane to do that in 2 years.
This next guy, I can't even do the math on this. Well, I guess because he just finished his second full year. He's 18-16. I was like, that's no way. That's just 2 years at 18-16. But he took over as an interim coach. He's now the head coach, and he's 18-16 since he took over a program known for a jalopy.
I like these. So it's Ramblin' Rag, but I love these riddles.
I do too.
I always
I
do.
like the way you're doing it.
It is Brent Key.
Yeah, I think Brent Key
B.
B+. I almost went A with him. I mean, I love me some Jeff Collins. Jeff had a tough time, converting it from the triple option to a modern day offense, and it just never clicked for Jeff.
I'm one of those that thinks Georgia Tech should be a better program.
Let me guess,
But I think he's done a really good
He's
job.
getting there.
I don't think you can get to where Brent Key is from where Georgia Tech was without Jeff Collins storming the beach.
You're right about that. It shouldn't come down to this, but if they had closed the deal against Georgia back in November, you think you would grade him with an A?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I know it's tough to do that on one game, but you would view it.
Yeah, I just go back to what Rhett Lashley has done, and I guess he's going to be on this list, isn't he?
I'm sure he is.
Yeah. But if he can do it at SMU,
This is going to shock you. I'm seeing these for the first time too.
These academic standards.
I like how you build these riddles though out of nothing.
The academic standards at SMU got to be right there with Georgia Tech, right?
I don't know how strict they will. I think.
I think it would be as difficult or more difficult to get an SMU than Georgia Tech.
I think SMU is more financials.
That's what I'm saying.
They want to see your credit rating, not your GPA. at SMU.
I don't know. Anyway, with all that said, I think the degree of difficulty for Georgia Tech should be not as difficult as SMU.
This next guy is 19-8 in his 2 seasons. He's a native son, a favorite son of this city, known for his thoroughbreds. He's Jeff Brom at Louisville.
I would say a B.
Yeah, B minus.
Yeah, I don't know that I expected them to win the conference by any stretch, but what have they really done?
Right. I expected them to maybe be not what Louisville was this year, but be more of an impact in year 2.
A minus for them. ACC championship in his first year. Now we all believe it was schedule.
Yeah, that's true. To be fair, though, I'd forgotten that
5-3 this year.
Yeah.
So.
They went against a dead quarterback and couldn't do anything in that ACC championship.
That's true. They were playing nobody.
This next guy's 12-13. And he is known as a program builder. And on a summer day, you may see him mowing his lawn in a next round T-shirt. He's our friend Matt Rule at Nebraska.
Boy, it's going to be tough. We're biased on this one.
I would go C.
Yeah.
C+ is where they go.
Okay. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
You could see a C+ there.
They got some poon grading though, because they're not giving any Fs.
Dylan Raiola, the quarterback, big recruit to get in there.
Have you given an F?
There's
okay.
The C+ there for Matt Rule, 12-13. Big year ahead for Nebraska. It's they got over the hump last year, right? Went to a bowl game.
We do say that a lot with Nebraska.
Yeah, this is.
I feel like every year.
But you finally got back to a bowl game, which was the next step. Now,
fair or unfair, what I say if I'm a Nebraska fan, you look at our great tradition. We're paying you a lot of money. If Indiana and our conference can do it, why can't Nebraska do it?
Yep. You're
right.
Other than LT, if I just said name me the coach of the school, I don't think Brown could do it, and I don't think I could do it.
Okay, well, give me the riddle.
I just gave you the riddle.
School?
I'll give you the school. I don't think you'll name the head coach.
Okay.
LT knows the answer because he knows everything.
Don't say it out loud.
So let Brown answer. This guy's 12-13, and he is the head coach at Northwestern.
I can't say the guy's name, but I know him.
That's my point.
Why can I not say his name?
So remember, he got hired, Pat Fitzgerald. I think he came from North Dakota State. And he got hired as the defensive coordinator, and literally the first month on the job, the whole hazing scandal went down. Fitzgerald was out. They gave him the job, and he did a masterful job.
He did. And Skip Holtz went and helped him.
Yeah.
Skip Holtz coached with him for a year.
So his name
I'll give you the initials.
It's David.
Very good.
Yep.
I knew David was his first name. I cannot say his last name, but I won't say it starts with a B.
It does start with a B.
David
Yeah. You're so close.
Rhymes with the reliever from Major League. Rhymes with. We come out of the bullpen. Wow. David
Bean?
No.
Braun.
It was Ricky Vaughn.
David Braun. 12-13. They give him a C+, mainly because he had to play on campus at the practice facility and
I can't believe they only gave him a C+. I know this year was down, but it was an A+ year 1.
And you're literally playing in a makeshift stadium. I mean, that matters, right? Or you're playing your games at Wrigley Field. I mean,
best looking stadium in football.
Well, it's got a nice view. I'll give
best
it
view in all of football.
All right, I'll give it best view in all of football.
This next guy is 5-19. So before I even tell you more, okay,
is it a Power 4?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
and they given him an F.
Yeah,
for the poon who's grading him.
Yeah,
they gave him an F. 5-19. He's Ryan Walters at Purdue.
God, that job must be. I mean, Joe Tiller and his amber vision glasses must have done a really much better job than we thought because Purdue is.
I thought he got fired.
He did get fired.
Braun did for a minute. Did a pretty good job.
Braun did a good job, but Walters got fired.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, because they hired Barry Odom. Yeah. That's weird that he's on that list.
Yeah, weird.
How old is this?
Rating him.
Yeah. By the way, easy for that poon to give him an F when he got fired.
F stands for fired.
Yes,
it works out really good. Let me see. I got to figure out where this guy goes.
By the way, when you said 5-19, Nicholas immediately said Dilfer. These are only Power 5, right?
No, they're not.
But Dilfer is 5-19, and I would also give that an F.
Slow down.
Sorry, Jim.
This next guy coaches the Cardinal. I don't know which Cardinal. Oh, it's Stanford.
Yeah, Troy Taylor.
6-18. They give him a D. I'm speeding up for time's sake. This guy is 13-13. after 2 years, and he's got a playoff trip on his resume, but not at his current school. He is Luke Fickell at Wisconsin, 13-13.
That's close to enough.
That's a D.
Yeah, Wisconsin is not a 13-13 program. Luke Fickell has not been a 13-13 coach. He's already had to, he brought in Phil Longo to try to change their offensive identity. It was a complete disaster. Had to fire him midseason last year.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember, even in those 13 wins, I don't remember a signature win in 2 years.
Their signature win was playing Oregon close. They played Oregon very close this year. That was a one-score game at the end.
Yep.
That's probably his signature win. Was we almost beat Oregon.
Well, and they played Penn State close.
Yeah, so that's true. Penn State had to fight to get out of that game, didn't they? Yeah.
This next guy is 7-17 at his current program. You may be able to find him on a tee box at Vestavia or another golf course in the area.
It's an F.
7-17 is the actual number. They go D-. That's as close to an F as you can get, I guess, and have your job.
Yeah, I would say D- is as close to an F as you get to have your job. It's an F. I don't know how they go D-. UAB under Trent Dilfer has not won a road game. I don't have in front of me the record of the five opponents he's actually beaten, but it is atrocious to say the very least. And I think only 3 of them are FBS teams. I think everybody else he's beaten is on the FCS level. So this has been a complete and total disaster. Total disaster.
I would say
not exactly factually correct what you're saying. They're 6-11 in the AAC. So he's 7-17.
So excuse me, 7-17.
7-17, 6-11 in the AAC.
I'm sure
six
conference
FBS wins.
Yeah,
we can get more into this. It probably is a bigger topic for another day. But all 3, Alabama, Auburn, and UAB, you've got coaches that have to make something happen in 2025.
Yeah, well, that's the end question I'm getting to here. But Trent Dilfer is 7-17. They give him a D-, and that leaves us with Auburn's Hugh Freeze. As I go all the way back up to the top of the story,
was he the lead in the story? Was he the photo in the story?
He was a photo. One of the photos I saw on social media. Hugh Freeze is 11-14 at Auburn in 2 years. I consider him at this point still I won't go very. I consider him still popular with the Auburn fan base. Am I living in a glass house?
Popular.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say that's an F, though. I mean, I would go an F. They did not get any better from year 1 to year 2.
I would also consider him very popular with the decision makers at Auburn, but maybe I'm not tuned in at Auburn like I should be. But I thought Hugh Freeze was still popular with Auburn fans. The chat will let me know at the mybookie.ag chat room there. But
I mean, I don't necessarily disagree. I mean, I think it's a weird situation because he's done absolutely nothing. He's a very charismatic guy that I think everybody, if you pull for Auburn football, is pulling for Hugh Freeze. Fact of the matter, I don't know what you guys give him. I gave him a solid F.
So again, I'm not going to know in the chat who's Alabama and who's Auburn here. I'll just read you. I'll just read you the responses.
I've got to memorize. If you want to say them, I'll let you know who I think they are.
Ross
is he's an Alabama fan.
No way he is popular with the Auburn fans.
Okay.
So you think Ross is an Alabama fan?
I think so.
Rusty, who would they get if they fired him? When he says they, I think we know who Rusty is for, right?
Yeah.
Tesla Talk.
Maybe an Auburn fan.
Freeze is a terrible coach.
Okay. Alabama fan.
James was James Stallings in the chat room. If that helps.
James Stallings.
Yes.
Yeah.
You think that's related to Gene?
I don't know. I'm not as good as this as I thought. Not the usuals.
Recruiting, yes. On field, no. Laura, Freeze has got to make progress this year. Got to.
Yeah. D+ is where they go. D+ for Hugh Freeze.
I mean, I can
Poon grade.
Yeah. I can live with a D+. I mean,
give me
his best win was what you're about to ask.
Well, I was just going to ask you, like, I could live with a D+ if you got better from year 1 to year 2. But I go back to year 1. If you don't lose that game against Diego Pavia in New Mexico State, and you don't have the 4th and
31.
4th and 31. You know, you're 8-5, and it's a completely different looking thing. But you had those meltdowns, so you had a little bit to build off of. But was this team better than year 1 team?
No.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I
It had better talent, but I think year one played better football.
I mean, you had a more experienced quarterback coming back. You had all of these young receivers. And by the way, you can say they were freshmen. Jeremiah Smith was a freshman. Yeah. Ryan Williams was a freshman.
5-11 in SEC played D+. So this gets me to my big question here.
I mean, 5-11 is embarrassing.
Is there a number Hugh Freeze has to hit this year to save his job? I mean, are we to the point where Hugh has to hit a number to save his job?
Let me say this. I know it's different conference, but if in year one, Kirk Cignetti can get Indiana to a college football playoff, if Deion Sanders can be in the conversation for a college football playoff at Colorado in November, Hugh Freeze has got to start winning a lot of games. They haven't had a winning season, Auburn, in 4 years. If he has another losing season, which I don't think he will, but last year I thought they could be one of the surprise teams, I think he deserves to be fired. Like, if they're 5-7 for whatever reason, he needs to be gone. Back to what that number needs to be to excite Auburn fans, I think 8 or 9 wins if you beat the right people. I don't know, but if I'm an Auburn fan, I'm expecting, this is crazy, I want college football playoff this year. We went out and spent money on a quarterback that we think is going to be really good. You don't have that excuse. We didn't go out. We talked to Hugh last year. Brandon Marcella told us at SEC Media Days they were building for year 3. Hugh kind of cryptically said the same thing. This is the year it's got to come together.
In the chat room, we're not going to go Alabama or Auburn fan here. Don't know. Nicholas says 8 or 9. Morgan says double digit. Ross at least 8.
8's the number for me.
Nicholas says 8 or 9 regular season. He clarifies. Charlie says 9.
Pull that schedule though.
Brett says 8. I mean, it's
the same schedule as last year.
Yeah, but I think you can find 8 wins, and then if you have 4 losses to Alabama and Georgia.
Well, let's do this. Let's find the most likely 8. All right.
Most likely 8 wins.
Yep.
All out of conference.
All out of conference is at Baylor. I mean, Lance says that's going to be a toss-up game.
Yeah. I mean, but that's a win you need.
I think I saw. I think I saw an early line on that where was Baylor favored?
I think.
Or was it a tight Auburn favor? Maybe.
Well, it's in Waco, right?
Yeah.
I think Baylor's going to be favored. I don't know. It's close. I mean, right now it's a Auburn 1 just because of SEC and brand, but.
Ball State is a win. South Alabama, my money and my child go to South Alabama. I'm still going to say that's a win. Yeah. Mercer is a win. So let's just give them those 4.
Got to win 4 out of conference. Okay.
By the way, this is the Matt Jones segment that he did with Kentucky.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to be playing this in another market.
Yeah. Well, Waco Sports Talk 7:30. Welcome back to our July 4th preview show.
Yeah, we go.
I'm supposed to be on Waco later today, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
These Yahoos in Alabama, they already given Auburn the win. I think they're 4-0 out of conference.
They're 4-0. That's not even that crazy. That's what Matt Jones. That's not even that crazy.
That's a pretty good raspy ass Matt Jones.
It's weird. I can do
Matt or Mac.
It's Matt. Yeah, Mac is the quarterback.
So that gets you to 4-4 in the league, right?
Okay, so here you go. At Oklahoma,
that's a loss.
At Texas A&M,
that's a loss.
Georgia at home.
That's a loss.
Lance is ticket for wins.
Is this in order?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going in order.
Well, imagine if you lose Baylor.
So you start 0-3 in the SEC?
I mean, you guys speak up. What do y'all think?
I mean, you're answering too fast
Bastards.
as you dig in your purse.
I mean,
I'm trying to find something.
Really? At Oklahoma.
I was bored.
At Oklahoma is a tough game. At Texas A&M is a tough game. I'm not going to say loss, but those are difficult games to win.
I mean, you'd be shocked if they win both, right?
Yeah.
I would say winnable at Oklahoma this year.
I will say this:
they got to get a lot better.
At Oklahoma, at Texas A&M, Georgia at home. If they're 2-3 in that, or 2-1 in that stretch,
that's
okay.
Win.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's a heck of a coaching job.
Okay, but I would lean that they're 1-2 in that stretch.
Missouri,
where?
That's at home.
That's a win.
At Arkansas, well, that's got to be a win for you to get to do this.
I mean,
we're at Arkansas.
At Arkansas,
that's a tough one.
Come on,
tough game. Man.
I mean, is nobody cheering for you?
I mean, he doesn't make the schedule.
Wait, start over. Shoot. Let's go. No, let's go. Best case scenario and then worst case.
Okay.
Realistically,
best case,
you're 4-0.
4-0. We're giving them all the out of conference.
And worst case is 3-1.
Okay. I'm saying. You think worst case? Yeah, 3-1. You're right.
3-1. Okay.
You keep up with worst case. I'll keep up with best case.
Okay.
Because I'm positive.
Good roll for you.
Yeah. I don't know where we ended up dividing. You and I are usually over here in the worst case, but okay. I'll let you have the sunshine today.
At Oklahoma.
So I'm 3-2.
I would say that that's a win.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm going best case.
All right. Texas A&M on the road.
Yeah. Again, I'm just playing a role.
That's you're playing the worst case,
yeah,
worst possible scenario.
3-3.
3-3.
I would say that's a loss.
Georgia at home. You're both going to give that a loss.
3-4.
3-4.
So I've got 4-3.
Yeah. Missouri at home.
That's a win.
I mean, them losing
5-3.
Okay, I'm going to go in that scenario 4-3.
At Arkansas.
But you're 4-4 now.
4-4.
4-4 at Arkansas.
I am going a win because I'm being positive. 6-3.
I'm even in worst case. Got to go win there.
Oh no.
I mean, I got to.
Kentucky at home.
That's a win.
That's a win. Both.
Okay, so that's 7-3.
I'm 6-4.
At Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt cannot do that.
That's a win. 8-3.
I'm at 7-4.
7-4, and now you come down to the Bama game in Jordan Hare, the Iron Bowl.
So, I'm going to go best case. I'm going to go 9-3.
9-3, and
I'll go worst case 7-5. I mean,
well, that probably gets you fired right there.
I don't think so. 7-5.
No,
7-5 with another loss to Bama. That's going to be tough.
And a great recruiting class.
I wonder if, Hugh's smart enough to know this. I agree with Brown. I think he's got to go 8-4 or better to save his job. I think 7-5 is going to get him fired.
I do think 8's a number, but 7-5 with it looking better is. I mean, they didn't go to bowl game, so